your first comedian of the evening. It's Thomas Grissom, everybody. Give it up for Thomas Grissom.
Larry David, I'm showing for Larry David tonight. He couldn't be here. His enthusiasm was a little more curbed than anyone had originally thought. The reason I had a few older folks who got that reference. That was pretty good. I forgot the rest. No, that was a joke. I remember some of it. The reason I'm dressed like this is because I just came back from a job interview. I was in high-level negotiations to be the chief marketing executive of Iran. However, unfortunately, or fortunately, it depends on what happens in the next week. I failed the background check because when I showed them my resume, they found out that I majored in economics. And they said, economics majors are responsible for all the problems in the world. And I was like, there you go again. Always gotta get somebody, you know. But I did recommend to them a band from the '80s called A Flock of Seagulls. And they were like, and then they were saying, but you know, they said, you know, Iran is so far away. And I'm like, yeah, but they also said an Aurora Borealis will come in view, and if you guys keep fucking around, you know, that sounds pretty plausible. You know, with all your, you know, secret weapons and okay, this is war. This is not funny. I'm sorry about that. At least I'm 30 years old, so I can't get drafted though. On a lighter note, the song "Wagon Wheel" says, "If I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free." It depends on where, how, why, when, who you are, and how long you park. So if you park in certain places in downtown, and you die, you might not die free. You might owe a debt to the parking deck, to the town, to the city of Raleigh. So the reason I'm wearing New Balance shoes tonight is because I like to drink alcohol, and I don't like to get the spins when I drink. So I'm trying to get the New Balance and get rid of the old Balance. I used to think that New Balance sneakers were Nikes for B-list celebrities. You may not be able to believe this, but I actually am a psychiatric patient. I'm an outpatient though, which means I got out and they're looking for me. The only reason people go to the psychiatrist is to get medications that they used to get from people in high school, but now they're older and you know they want to do it the right way. That's all I've got tonight. Thank you very much.